We now know that MAGA has pushed through their one big beautiful BS of a bill. We know that. They pushed it through the Senate and the House just okayed it. They rubber stamped it. They didn't change anything so that it can go to Donald Trump's desk and he can sign it. Yay. We also know that they are going to start stripping down Medicaid. This is going to impact hospitals. This is going to impact people's healthcare coverage. It's going to reduce SNAP. It's going to harm children. This is going to harm the elderly, the impoverished people, and the working poor, because working poor receive SNAP benefits and are on Medicaid. I also read somewhere that it's actually going to affect Medicare as well. So this is going to hit nursing homes. This is going to hit rural hospitals. This is going to impact many people. All right, so what I wanted to talk about, I'm not going to go through the bullet points because I have not read everything that was in it, and I'm going to do my due diligence. But I did want to talk about this man. MAGA Republican literally cheers for budget taking away free school lunch. Now, Republicans have been wanting to strip away free lunch for a while. They cannot stand the idea of children getting lunch. Even if they are impoverished kids, they need to make sure that millionaires, decamillionaires, and billionaires have tax breaks. F them kids, even though they want us to have more babies. But still, F those kids and F safety nets. But this man, Representative Derek Van Orden, he is excited that kids are going to lose free lunch. He's excited that Medicaid is going to be stripped away. Let's talk about this article. Now, this is an article from the New Republic. I did not call this man the B word, but it says Wisconsin Representative Derek Van Orden stooped to a new low Thursday after passing Donald Trump's behemoth budget bill. While other Republicans have tried to obfuscate the fact that Trump's big, beautiful bill will serve to enrich the wealthiest and shred the social safety net, apparently Van Orden is not one of them. In fact, he's more than happy about it. Van Orden reshared a post on X, hitting back at White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt declaring victory. So this is Caroline Leavitt. She's saying victory. But this person, Logical Luminary, says 17 million people just lost their health care. 18 million kids just lost their school meals. 3 million Americans just lost food assistance, and 3.5 trillion was added to the deficit. And I've actually seen it where it might be 5 trillion added to the deficit, all for a tax cut for Trump's billionaire donors. The billionaire class, the decamillionaires, are going to get a tax cut on the backs and bodies of the elderly, kids, impoverished people. F them kids, again, F them older people. They don't need the food anymore. Just let them expire. So that's what Logical Luminary says right there. And to that right here, Derek Van Orden reshared this saying, yes, like that is a major win for us. That is a major win for the pro-life community. Take that, libs. We're stripping people of health care and we're stripping kids of school meals. Take that. But he actually deleted his post like the coward that many of them are. When you go look for it, it says, sorry, that post has been deleted. This has been deleted. But screenshots are there. Screenshots know the cruelty of these people. The bill will cut nearly $1.1 trillion in healthcare spending over the next decade, leaving an estimated 12 million people without Medicaid by 2034, according to the CBO. The bill also directs nearly $300 billion to be cut from SNAP through 2034, putting a greater burden on the state to fund the essential nutrition program or not. And the CBO projects that the bill will add nearly $4 trillion to the national deficit over the next 10 years. And the crazy thing is, this is going to happen in intervals, obviously. So it's going to be up to the messengers, the people putting out information, to make it be known, to make it be clear that the Republicans are the ones that did this alone. This was strictly a partisan measure. This is strictly a partisan bill and a partisan law. And when people start to be harmed, when people die unexpectedly or prematurely from this, because there will start to be an excess of deaths that could have been prevented had Medicaid still been there, if rural hospitals hadn't been closed. We're going to continue to keep the messaging going that the one big beautiful bill is Trump's bill. This is MAGA town. This is all on the MAGAs. I went to the Google to ask, is Derek Van Orden a Christian? So this is his about page. Derek Van Orden is an American patriot, retired Navy SEAL, husband, father, grandfather, and Christian. So he is a Christian, and many of these people, like MAGA Mike Johnson and Republicans, claim that they are Christian. Even Donald Trump uses the word God periodically, and people clap like, yay, yay, he's bringing Christianity back. So I went to my chat GPT. I told them what was going on with the one big beautiful bill. And I said, does this one big beautiful bill and the cuts to food assistance and the cuts to healthcare, does that align with Christianity? I am agnostic, so I have not read my Bible in a while, but I have a feeling that I give a damn about poor people, elderly people, and kids more than these so-called Christian. But I wanted to see, does their bill in all these cuts align with their own supposed beliefs? And here's the answer. The Bible emphasizes principles of compassion, caring for the vulnerable, and helping those in need. For example, passages like Matthew 25:35-40 highlight the importance of caring for the hungry, the sick, and the needy, stating that serving others is akin to serving Christ himself. Similarly, Proverbs 19:17 says, whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will repay him for his deed. From a Christian perspective, policies that significantly reduce access to healthcare, food assistance, and nutritional programs for vulnerable populations could be seen as inconsistent with these biblical principles of compassion and care for the marginalized. While interpretations vary across the different Christian communities, many would argue that supporting policies that help the vulnerable align more closely with the teachings of Jesus about love, charity, and social justice. Conversely, policies that result in increased hardship for the needy might be viewed as contrary to those core values. So, supporting the rich on the backs and the bellies of the poor just does not align with what's going on. And like I said, I've been out of the church for a long time, but these people don't even align with their own beliefs. I believe that I, as a person that definitely didn't vote for this, that I would be willing to bet that I have more charity in my heart than these people that keep wanting to strip food from kids, that want to keep stripping healthcare from the elderly and the needy. What kind of Christians are these people? Based on this, in summary, this is not really compassionate. This is not really caring at all. But this is this is Republican Jesus. They must be, they are reading from the Republican Bible, and Republican Jesus is the one that they hung up on the cross. White Republican Jesus, because it certainly ain't no melanated skin Jesus that they're praying to. I am going to talk about more reactions from the passage of this one big beautiful BS of a bill, but here's Kamala Harris saying, Republicans in Congress have voted to devastate millions of people across our nation, kicking Americans off their health care, shuttering hospitals, eliminating food assistance, and raising costs. This is Project 2025 in action. And this person, BCHABC, is wondering and asking Grok, is she mischaracterizing this as being Project 2025 in action? And to that, Grok says, no, Kamala is not mischaracterizing. The bill cuts $1 trillion from Medicaid, affecting 12 million people, slashes SNAP food aid, and risks closing rural hospitals. Policies that align with Project 2025's calls for entitlement reform. Trump has distanced himself from the full plan, but this enacts key elements. So that person was trying to do a gotcha like Kamala Harris was telling a lie, but Grok actually supported what Kamala Harris actually said. So this is where we are. I'll do a deeper analysis into what is in the bill, but this pretty much tells the story, and we're going to see the fallout. They're not going to be able to hide the fallout, even with all of the cheering. LFG, let's effing go. The golden age is about to be lit. So they're cheering it now, but we're going to see if the cheering continues. Let me know your thoughts so far.